open up your history or social studies interactive notebook and go to slide 47. We are going to be learning about the Zhou Dynasty. So looking at our little footnote of information, the Zhou Dynasty took control around 1050 BCE and ruled for nearly 800 years. This is the longest lasting Chinese dynasty. The kings built forts and walls to defend their land against each other. This is the first instance of the Great Wall of China, but it is very different from what you know it now. We'll learn about that when we learn about the Qin dynasty. Like the Shang, the Zhou kingdom was divided into territories governed by officials. Those who owned the land that the peasants farmed kept a large share of the harvested crop for themselves. These states fought each other for power in a period called the Warring States. That is about 475 BCE to 221 BCE. 254 years, these states are fighting. The states are at war. The equivalent to this is if I put down a basket of candy bars in the middle of my desk and I say, the best student deserves this, and I walk out. Without any set person being in power, the class is now in an anarchy because there is no rules because I am out of the room. There is no government because I am not there. So we are in an anarchy where you would have people arguing that they're the best student, that we should share it, but then the people who think it's theirs don't want to share it, and you try to split it like a democracy, but you're like, why would I split something that's rightfully mine? And you would argue and argue and argue. Now, these states, these warring states, argued and fought for 254 years. We'll eventually say it'll lead into the Qin dynasty. But first, we need to talk about the guy who is the opposite of all of this fighting, and his name is Confucius. So, go into your Google Classroom, and under Classwork, Quarter 3, go to Zhou Dynasty, Confucius. And it says, in class, we have read about the Zhou Dynasty of ancient China using Newsela and discovered the famous philosopher Confucius. For homework, please finish summarizing the sayings from Confucius. This should be done by the start of class on Thursday. So, you will need to open your Confucius sayings. It's a Google form that asks you to summarize this quote. So have this open. I'm going to go through this one. Confucius. Confucius was born in 551 BCE to a poor but noble family. That means at one point they had standing and rank, but they now have lost a great deal of money. He was a great scholar who wanted to become an advisor to a local ruler. Eventually, he became a teacher, creating a philosophy on social order, so how society should be run, and government. This philosophy focused on moral values and ethics, understanding and doing what is right, including respect for elders and loyalty towards family members. Cough, cough, wink, wink, filial piety. Confucius never wrote down any of his works, but his students wrote down his sayings in the Analects. Analects are select passages from the writings of an author. Confucianism became so popular that many Chinese dynasties adopted it as their official state belief system. So this is how they ran society. I would like this man to be my spirit animal. So, when it says 410, quote summarization, what do you think this quote means to you? It says, in his dealings with the world, The gentleman is not invariably for or against anything. He is on the side of what is moral. Invariably, meaning in every case or on every occasion, so always. In his dealings with the world, the gentleman is not always for or against anything. He is on the side of what is moral. What do you think that means? Go ahead and summarize it in the box. Or I'm not in the box, in the response. 4:17. When you meet someone better than yourself, turn your thoughts to becoming his equal. When you meet someone not as good as you are, look within and examine your own self. When you meet someone better than yourself, turn your thoughts to becoming his equal. When you meet someone not as good as you are, look within and examine your own self. (15:12). He who gives no thought to difficulties in the future is sure to be beset by worries much closer at hand. Beset meaning to be covered with. So he who gives no thought to get difficulties in the future is sure to be covered by worries much closer at hand. What do you think this quote means? 15:16. There is nothing I can do with a man who is not constantly saying, "What am I to do? What am I to do?" And last but not least, benevolence or kindness is more vital to the common people than even fire and water. In the case of fire and water, I have seen men die stepping on them, but I have never seen any man die by stepping on benevolence. So hopefully you have summarized these quotes. If not, pause it here and go back through. If I went too fast, you can either rewind or look at the sheet yourself. Now, once you have done this, the second part of it asks for you to either make or find a quote you want to live by, that you really connect to, that resonates with you. My big quote, and you might notice it if you've ever emailed me, is everyone you meet is fighting a battle you know nothing about. Be kind, always. So find a quote you really connect with and explain what it means to you. I'll give you some more that I have hanging around my room. If you are always trying to be normal, you will never know how amazing you can be. Today, you could be standing next to someone trying their best not to fall apart. Be kind, always. Find joy in the journey. Be yourself. Everyone else is taken. You are pure potential. There is a little bit of magic in everything. Your future depends on many things, but mostly on you. Your attitude determines your direction. What you do makes a difference, but you have the choice of what difference you will make. Courage is not always a roar. Sometimes courage is the quiet voice at the end of the day saying, "I will try again tomorrow." You are unrepeatable. There is a magic about you that is all your own. A winner is just a loser who tried one more time. So go ahead and find one quote that really connects with you, really resonates with you, and go ahead and explain what it means to you. For homework, you do have the race response for the Shang Dynasty in your notebook. Or sorry, the Zhou Dynasty. Why do you think it is the longest lasting? Based on this News ELA article, it shouldn't be super hard. Breathe, you'll be okay. It's an overview on the dynasties. So why do you think this dynasty versus any of the others did the best and lasted the longest? Have a good day.